I'll pay it off so that I know it's like free money as long as you pay it off.
Right.
And so, but what some of these companies are doing, like including, I mean, my tires were $800, but what they offered is that they said that if you need to, we can go ahead and defer whatever it's called 2 months. And that way you don't have to pay for the next 2 months.
And
but what they've done,
6 months.
that's exactly right. So then you are into 8 months. And then after 6 months, that's when the interest for the past 6 months kicks in. It's a nasty sword if you don't see it coming.
And that 6 month interest kicks in all at once too. So
all at once.
The interest that you've accrued for the last 6 months just pops in. Like, hello, here I am.
Yeah. And next thing you know, you're paying 28-30% on that money.
The conversation would be is just to be careful when you're doing those things and look at it and make sure that it's not all going to come due in June. You know what I mean?
I should have went longer, but I didn't.
Well, I think you still can. I don't think that window's closed. I think when it all comes back up, I think you could call and say, "Hey, I need another month, man. I can't do that."
Yeah, they allowed 120 days. They allowed 4 months.
Yeah, you should have taken it.
Yeah,
all.
I got a hold of my State Farm rep yesterday.
What did he say?
And
Because I was reading into that yesterday too. I want some of my money back, State Farm.
Yep, 30%.
Like a good neighbor, give me some of my money back, bitch.
And which is exactly what they're going to do. So my understanding is that it's 30% for your auto insurance between May 15th and March 15th and May 1st, something like that. It's the middle of March to May 1st. 30% of your auto will be. He said it's going to be announced within the week. Right now, they're trying to put it all together as far as how it's going to go across the statements.
Oh, okay.
But
well, that's nice.
it'll be credited back, is what it's going to be done.
I'd take a little credit. Nice. That would be nice.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many vehicles we've got. 2 vehicles, and did they? Because I know that what brought it up for me was because Allstate was offering 15%. Yeah. I'm like, well, and I haven't heard anything from State Farm. So when I called State Farm, and he said, no, actually, we're doing 30. We're above anybody else's. And they're always going to say it, but we're above anybody else of what anybody else is doing right now.
Well, that's nice. That'll be a nice little relief on our insurance.
Mm-hmm.
You have 2 vehicles, John? And I thought you bought 2 brand new vehicles already.
Yeah.
And one of them needed tires already?
Well, it's not brand new. It's 2013.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it needed tires. I consider it new because I'm still paying on the damn thing.
Yeah, aren't we all, though? I did a skip-a-pay at the loan at the credit union. You just went in there and it used to be like $50 or something. And occasionally, like during Christmas time or whatever, if you needed an extra couple $100, you just skip a payment during Christmas and, you get $250. Like, we haven't done it in years. But then, with all this, I'm like, shit, skip the payment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just leased a vehicle before all this. Well, not right before, but October, I think I got my truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, your salesperson probably really screwed you.
Actually,
you're a car salesman.
Yeah, I didn't really screw him, but I kind of I said, you're going against, he's like, yeah, I know. And I kind of beat his ass a little bit as far as the payment. And then I'm like, oh, dude, I got to get new insurance, man. I can't get it today. He's like, oh, come on, man, I need it for the end of the month. I'm like, I got to get insurance. So I had him. They actually brought me the truck and a check for $600.
Nice.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen King of the Hill? There was an episode on King of the Hill where Hank Hill worked with a car dealer and he thought he bought 15 cars from this guy, and the guy told him, Hank, I'm not going to charge you a penny over sticker on this car. He'd say to the guy. And Hank thought he was getting a deal because he wasn't paying a penny over sticker.
MSRP. About 15 grand probably.
What a great stick.
Are you ready for a rabbit hole dive?
Yeah.
So I've been reading. I've been getting quite a few books about cartoonists, like autobiographies and these compilation books, just because I got time to read and I'm a cartoonist. And so there's this one that came out, and it has these small little biographies inside of one big book, and one of them is about Seth MacFarlane, Family Guy, and so it says that he started off doing a cartoon in a local newspaper in a town that probably sounds like it was about the size of Pinconning, to be honest with you. And he was 12 years old. And one of the cartoons that he did was it had him, this character, kneeling at the altar, receiving communion, and he said, "Can I get some cheese with this?" Like it's a wafer. Well, it created this huge uproar. And from there, he actually started to see the effect that you could have on people. So I'll fast forward to where he thought he was going to go work for Disney. That's what he was trying to do. And he saw an episode of Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, this is the direction I want to go." So he started Family Guy. And
Really?
all of these cartoonists were bashing him. For one thing, he won a Peabody or something like that. Pulitzer or whatever. And here's the funniest thing, though, is that the two guys that draw South Park said that said that Family Guy was simple and idiotic humor.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
From South Park guys? I'm like, that's...
I mean, if you think about it, some of the funniest episodes on Family Guy were pretty much simple, idiotic humor, though. I mean, there was one that I don't think I'll ever forget, and they're going through a damn dinosaur, like a museum, and he's like, the little kid asks, "Why did all the dinosaurs die?" And the leader says, "'Cause you touch yourself at night." And it went to the next one, and then there was another. I mean, there's episodes of Family Guy, and there's one-liners in Family Guy that I still say to this day, and I haven't watched Family Guy in like 10 years. But the one episode, she was there, and he's like, "I'm so hungry I could ride a horse." And Lois says, "That doesn't make any sense, Peter." "Well, I guess I could ride it to the store." That's fucking funny.
I know.
So stupid.
Yeah.
But they also say shit on there that I'm like, I'm not sure you could do that. I'm not sure that's okay. Like, he is outrageous. But if you watch anything with him, like any late night, if you want to be entertained, you go watch some late night episodes, like late night shows, the David Letterman, that kind of stuff with Seth MacFarlane. He's funny as hell.
He's brilliant. He really is. He really is brilliant.
Man, and his voices and his musical ability. I mean, the guy's got it going on.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat to follow those guys and kind of see where their roots were and the path that they took to get to where they are.
And really, the other thing about Family Guy that they really figured out is the idea of long, drawn out sections. I mean, there was one where he fought a chicken. He was having a fight with a chicken, and they rolled through like 7 different scenes, and it lasted like 20 friggin' minutes. Like the whole episode was Peter fighting this chicken. I mean, like where most people would have stopped it after 30 seconds, he goes on for 6 minutes, and it becomes a thing. When Peter hurts his knee, he's like, ah.
Yeah.
And he does it for like 2 minutes. Episode. Who has national airtime like that? They're like, you know what? We're going to make 2 minutes with Peter hurting his knee and going, it's awesome.
Fox had canceled him. Fox had canceled him, and so he went over to Adult Swim, and the numbers at Adult Swim went through the roof. So,
who the fuck is texting you right now? We're trying to do a podcast.
I don't know what this means, but I just got a text from my daughter, and it says, "I have to flush."
Tell her to go ahead. Can we hear it? Let's see if we can hear it.
Hold on. Here, I'll do the voice thing. "Not before you wipe."
Only 2. Tell her to only use 2.
No, and she just said no. What? I can hear. Oh. She said, "I can hear you." Well, that takes away whether or not I know she can hear me in her room.
Are you ready? Is the toilet right next to your room?
I don't know. That's one of the funniest things to just come across a text message. It just says, "I have to flush."
I have to flush. I think she doesn't want to wreck unless she installed a bathroom in her room. How pissed off would you be about that?
Actually. Oh. Okay, because she didn't want to make noise because she knows that the mic is sensitive. So that was very considerate.
Do you think that we can hear it though?
If I stand up, probably.
That's funny.
Did you see? This is my my belief that this will be John in another 30 years. A 93-year-old Pennsylvania woman has tickled the hearts of millions while stuck indoors amid the coronavirus lockdown. She was photographed making a plea for help in replenishing one of her all-important provisions, the beer. She puts a sign up in her house that says, "Stuck at home and unable to venture out. I need more beer," it says in her sign on her house. Well, don't you drink Coors Light, John?
Yeah, I do now that I'm out of Tri-City Brewing, yeah.
Yeah, Coors Light has dropped off 150 bottles of beer to this 93-year-old woman who put a sign out that said, "I need beer."
That's awesome.
It is, isn't it? So now she's going to die from alcohol poisoning.
Drink it one day.
She'll be pickled when she does, though.
Oh yeah.
Delicious.
I know.
So that was a fun story. 150 bottles of Coors
That's
Light
awesome.
dropped off on her. I always thought Coors Light tasted like carbonated piss, but I don't.
You have to drink it. You have to drink it cold. One of the funniest things is when I moved. When I moved here from California, and I remember going to Steamers, and I'd only been here for a couple of months, and they have those little like table tents sitting on the tables that tell you what beers that they have and what appetizers, whatever. And they have domestic and they have imported. And Coors Light was imported.
Wow.
Like from Colorado. Do you realize that Colorado is? I'm like, what the hell is that? And now this is another whole nother rabbit hole. Is that you have all of these bars that want to portray themselves as like a microbrew.
Oh yeah.
And so if you go into Kunin's, then they have on their beer list, it says it's listed out as far as lagers and porters and IPAs. Well, right next to one of the lagers is Miller Lite, and it says a finely drafted lager. Shut up! It's Miller Lite.
Miller Lite.
Yeah.
It's
Have you
Miller
gotten a
Lite.
beer?
Have you seen them where they start to like list the beers? So they're like vanilla Java porter, dark porter with hints of vanilla and chocolate in it, right? And then underneath that is Budweiser, and they go through the tasting
Yes.
notes of Budweiser. Nobody cares about the tasting notes of Budweiser, jackass.
Yeah. When I go into any of those microbrews, first thing I do is go all the way over to the right, and I'm looking at the alcohol percentage, and I start scrolling down, and I get to the high numbers, and I ask the guy, "How nasty does this one taste?"
Right.
He goes, "Well, I'll give you a taste." Okay, not doing that one. Go down to the next one. So I'll usually start at where it's somewhere around 14%, and I'm hoping to get something that I can at least stomach by the time I get to like maybe 10%, which is still pretty damn high alcohol.
Right.
I usually just go, where do you guys have Captain?
You know what changed me the way that I drink beer, and John had mentioned them earlier, is the Tri-City Brewing Company. We go there pretty regularly, actually, and just do a little flight, and you can try 5 or 6 different beers. It'll
hate
make
you.
you like one of them.
Yeah,
I've
I
done
hate the
that.
people that do that.
I've done
that. You realize how long that takes? Like if you go to governor's quarters,
I run
and
a
they do
fucking
that-
wine tasting room. I don't give a shit how long it takes them
Oh,
to
I know.
put a
You're
tasting
right.
sheet together.
You're right.
That's their
Yep,
fucking
I'm
job. They have a tasting room. Pour me some beer. I want to try 5 of them.
I just say that it's super frustrating. It's like being in the express line at the grocery store, and the woman just starts going for coupons. Like, no. I came up to the bar to get a beer, not to watch somebody pour 17 little Dixie cup pieces of beer for you to be able to go over and talk with your friends and then discuss what's inside of each one of the Dixie cups. Give me my goddamn beer. That's what I'm here for.
They sell a beer tasting flight, and that's their business.
Well, guess whose business they don't get? That
Well,
they're
they don't
probably
want it.
crying right now.
They
Now they
don't-
don't. Right now they don't get any. But
You can buy the beer by the glass. That's okay, but I'm sure that they make a lot of money off of my little tastings too.
I'm sure they do. And they have a little section, like where servers at bars can go up, and you're not supposed to go up there because that's where the servers go. Then they need a small one that you can get in line, and that bartender is getting you your single beer and not dealing with all of the crap of having to do the Dixie cups.
Good idea. Yep.
That's the way it should be.
Yep.
It's the express line.
Yeah, I
for beer.
100% agree.
Shut up.
If you
I
know
like
what you
the-
want,
I
get
like
in
the
this lane.
flights. I like
It's
that.
like being third in line at a gas station, and the guy's like, oh, what kind of scratch-offs you guys got?
Oh, that's exactly why. That's exactly why I absolutely hate the Speedy Rewards card. Fuck that Speedy Rewards card.
I have a
swiping
bunch of points on mine.
The people are there. They're like, "Oh, I don't have my card. Can you look it up by my phone number?" Jesus, Jim, move
Yeah,
along.
see, I don't. If I don't have my card, I'm like, nah, I didn't bring it today. Don't worry about it. I'm not gonna hold up the line.
Right.
But the lottery scratch off people that sit there and scratch your friggin' tickets off.
Well, and try and decide.
Yeah.
I'll take the one with the lemons. Wait, is that limes or is that lemons? No.
Because I don't like lemons.
Yeah, no.
I
I'm
like
gonna
limes.
I'm going to go with limes.
Is that one popular?
Yeah,
Do
I
a lot
really
of people
like.
buy that.
I don't like pink, but I like the light shade that's almost like salmon. Does that look like that salmon on that ticket to you? Shut up.
Are you lucky? Do you get lucky with that one? Should I get a? I'm third guy in line. Fucking 5 minutes late for work already, and somebody's.
there's a general consensus of people in this country that aren't in a hurry when they get to the checkout line. Like the guy that just reorganizes his wallet, like he puts everything back. Like I just grab the money and I'll do it out in the car. But there's people